Hi everyone, you're welcome back to another interesting tutorial. My name is Mercy. So guys, today we'll be learning how to cut and sew this overlapping flay gown that has a slit on the front. It has an opening on the front. If you are interested guys, just keep watching. All right, so guys, I'll be cutting the down part first, which is the flay part. I'll be removing the half length measurement. So this is how I'm going to fold this fabric. After opening my fabric, I'm using 3 yards of fabric to do this. I'll open it up, hold it on the tip of the fabric, one of the tip of the fabric. I'm going to use my hand and hold it like so, then holding the other part, making sure that I am holding the other part. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold it up like this in a triangular shape. So after getting it right, it's going to be looking something like this. It must be in an angle shape. Okay, now the reason why I folded it is because this down part is a long flare gown. So how to get the radius? If I measure the radius from the upper part, it will not be enough for my waist measurement, because I'll be using my waist measurement to get the radius. Okay, so I'm going to go down like this. You see the way I am placing my tape. I will go down a little so that the space on the down part will be enough. I will just place my tape in a curvy shape to make sure that I get my waist measurement divided by 4. So I have about 11 inches why I curve my tape like so. So 11 times 4 is up to what I needed for my waist measurement. So now I'm going to go ahead and place my tape like this to measure down the length of the place I mark. Do you understand? All right guys, so I'm going to measure the place I mark in a cycle form to get the waist measurement. So the length I have here right now is called the length of my radius, which is the waist measurement there, including the seam allowance. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it like this. Let me repeat it again. After getting the waist measurement, while curving out the tape like the way I did the previous time, like the way I did just right now, not the previous time. So after getting it, please place your tape on the upper part to mark down the length of what you get. All right, when you mark it down, you're going to get the waist measurement. So this is it guys, I've marked it out. And remember that I am cutting it one by one. I'm just cutting out the front first. If you want to get your radius guys, please make sure you put your seam allowance. So what I marked out here is enough for my waist measurement, my waist circumference, including the allowance. So I am done getting the waist measurement. So what I'm going to mark right now is to mark the length of this flare. You know that I remove my the upper part of this gown. It's a gown. I remove the upper part, which is 16 inches. That is the half length. So I am going to um remove 16 inches from the full length of this gown. So whatever it gives to me plus the 2 inches hemming allowance, that is what I'll be marking down there. You can see the way I am marking it. So guys, after cutting this flip part, the front part, I'll be using it to cut the back. And while cutting the back, I'm going to add 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance, because this gown has a zipper. Okay, let me bring it up for you to see. I'm still marking the flare. So after marking, I'm going to connect all the lines like so. What I'm going to do next is to cut the down part first. Now this is it. I'm going to go ahead and cut. After cutting the down part of this flay, I'll cut the waist area. I'll cut this part. Now the flare part is ready. I'm going to use it to cut the back. You can see how beautiful it's looking. I just love the fabric, guys. It's just a flower fabric, looking very beautiful. Now we're going to go on the upper part. This is the of the basic body, and this is the back of this upper part. Just go ahead and cut out your basic body. Okay, the width of the neckline I use is 3.5 inches, while the depth is 1.5 inches. While drafting on this pattern paper, I did not include my zipper allowance, but if I cutting on the fabric, I'm going to put my 1.5 inches for zipper allowance. Then I cut out my armhole, add my bust, my under bust, and the waist measurement. I just divide it by 4 and cut out everything. So I'm going to place it on my fabric to cut out. It's very simple. That is why I did not bother teaching it. And so this is the overlapping part. I have a tutorial on how to cut and sew an overlap gown or blouse. You can scroll down on the video and you will see where I have the video on how to cut and sew overlap gown or top. So just watch it. Now this is the two pieces for the flare. I'm going to slit the back of this flare open because it's going to be having a zipper. All right, I'm done with the flare, and here is the fabric for the back. You can see how beautiful the back is looking after cutting it on the fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and join. Then this is the overlapping part for the front. So guys, you can use bias to turn up the neckline, or if you can fold, you go ahead and fold the neckline. So this is how I'm going to arrange it, stitch it on the down part before joining it with the flare part. All right, this is how it's going to be looking, very beautiful. Now I'm going to be cutting out because the sleeve has a flare, but I am managing this fabric. I'm not going to be cutting out a flare for the sleeve, so I'll be using just these straight pieces that I cut out. The wideness is 9 inches, while the length is more than the measurement of the armhole. Okay, so I'm going to be pleating it while stitching it on the sleeve area after folding the upper part, the down and the upper part. All right, now what I'm going to do right now is to join and come back. I am done joining the shoulder and also the up and the down of this gown. You can see that the shoulder is closed, the overlapping part is also closed. I've hemmed it. Remain what is remaining right now is just to shape, but what I'm going to do right now is to slit the front open. You know that we have not slit it open. This is the back. I have gone ahead to add my zipper. You can see how beautiful the back is looking. So the next thing to do right now is to slit the front open. How I'm going to do it right now, guys, is to open up this front part like this, as you can see me here doing. I open it up. Now I'm going to close it up like this, making sure that I got the midpoint of this down part. I'll use my pin to secure it. Just close it, make sure that this down part is equal. I am folding it up. It's going to be equal. Just arranging it so that it will not be a mistake. There will not be a mistake on it. So I'm going to get the midpoint of this down part like this and notch. Then use my pin to secure this place like so. I'll hold it up with my pin so that it will not be moving. So what I'm going to do right now, after getting the center of this flay that I close up, this is the front part we are working. Okay, I'm going to use my chalk and mark it so that I will be knowing the midpoint. Now from this midpoint, I'm going to get my nipple to nipple measurement. All right, so I'll be adding it 1 inch allowance. If your nipple to nipple measurement is 5, add 1 or 1.5, depending how you want to fold this thing in. So after getting it, I mark. Now from the down part, I measure 25 inches upwards. Like when you get your nipple to nipple, mark it down. Then from this down part on the midpoint, I measured inward. About 14 inches. When you open that 14 inches up, from the starting of this down part to the place I'm going to slit, is going to be up to 29 inches. But don't do it that way. I don't know how big your flare is. If you cannot get it right this way, please wait for your customer to come. When she tests this dress, you are going to know where to cut this slit open. If you cannot get this right, wait for your customer to come so that you can slit it on her body. So this is what I did for my customer's own. I've gone ahead and opened it, and that's come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.